So anytime you start writing the requirement, right? There are two parts of it. One is writing the requirements, and the other part is presenting your requirements, right? So when you're writing your requirements, think of it, think, take a step back, right? And think from why are you building this feature, right? It's not about the stakeholder asked me to build this feature, or the company or this competitor is building this feature, that's why we are doing it. What is the key goal behind this feature, right? And when I talk about the key goal behind that feature, it could be something like, I want to drive the traffic on the site, and I think that by using this feature, there will be people will come back to this site. So basically, I am trying to engage users so that they can keep coming back to the site. It could be something like that. So think always take, whenever you start writing, always take a few steps backwards and think of the purpose of this feature before you would have already done your research, you would have looked at competitors, you would have looked at other ideas. So don't let that bias you into defining the purpose of the feature. The purpose of the feature should be very clear to you as to why you're building it. And something I learned over time is, when you think of the purpose of the feature, learn to tie that to the company's goal. So always make sure that when you're defining the purpose of the feature, try as much as possible to tie that to your company's objective, because that will help you really visualize that feature, really understand the goal behind the feature. And remember, these requirements are not just for you or your technical team. You will be talking through this with your stakeholders as well. And stakeholders, depending on who your stakeholders are, if you're talking to sales, for example, or customer support, they might not be interested in how that feature works. What they want to know is, why are you building it? What's the story behind that feature? So to be a good storyteller, to be from a product perspective, it's very important to understand the purpose of the feature and tying that to the company's goal, because that time it clicks for people. Okay, so as sales, my goal is to drive up more people coming on the site, because that means more revenue. And you are building a feature that will help drive that. From a customer support perspective or customer success perspective, it's training our users to be successful in what they do. So it's about, how understanding your audience, understanding the objective behind the feature, tying that objective to your company's objective, so that when you explain the purpose of the feature, you are speaking to your audience. And you're not just speaking from a technical perspective of, this feature will do this, 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 this. Not saying that that is not important, but when you're setting your stage, when you're trying to understand the purpose of the feature, it should be at a high level of, this is the goal behind my feature, and this is how it ties with my company's goal, and that's why it fits in my strategy. The next part of it is describing functionalities and behaviors of the feature, and we'll go into a little bit more detail around how you do that. Always think of your requirements as a guide or as a compass that your technical teams, your business teams will use to build, launch, and market this product. So your requirements document should include everything for everyone, right? As I said, think of it as a compass that is going to guide you and your team forward. So you start with the goals, you talk about the business objectives, you tie it to, you show your users or you show your stakeholders the strategic fit of it by tying your features goal to your company's goal. When you've done that, you talk about the user stories, which is basically the functionality of it. And then to explain to your stakeholders in a little bit more, people are very visual, right? When you see a visualization of versus step-by-step requirements, visualization speaks more to you because you can quickly see how it will work. So have some sort of user design, have some sort of interaction, whether it is using blocks. You can take it from a very simple view of using blocks